Welcome to another ride on Taxi Jabula, a show where ideas and conversations always come together to touch a lot of us. Much love to everyone for the continued support, and special shout out to the city of St. John's and Arsenal. It is your grants which continue making it possible for us to keep doing this show. I'm your host, Mr. T, and today we're joined by two special guests all the way from Romania, Marius and Elena. Take us back to where it all started.
We met at a party. I was the first guy in the area, to say so, in our city that I was doing sensual stuff, and she was let's say the first girl that could follow what I was doing, because it was really difficult, waves, stuff like that. If you didn't have back then, if you didn't have hip hop a little bit of background, you couldn't do waves because they weren't so popular back then. And from there, we, of course, parties, we got to know each other better. We had also a common friend, and step by step we started to collaborate and to dance together, and then the school came into view, to say so.
When did you realize that you have actually something more to offer to people beyond your city? And when you started doing YouTube videos, just take us through that part of your journey.
So let's say in the beginning I did 5-10 tutorials, and then I kind of stopped because I went to college. There were other priorities. Then fast forward, we met, we danced, we began teaching, and only, let's say, 5-6 years ago, maybe the idea came back, okay, let's do it, let's start it something. It will be good to share with not only the people that we meet, we travel, festivals, stuff like that, but with the entire world, and do it for free. Why not? Because we didn't have the opportunity when we were kids to learn, financial problems, stuff like that, and of course we didn't have maybe the passion back then, who knows. And we thought that for sure there are many other dancers that don't have access to information, or it's too expensive, because nowadays you only find good information if you pay a lot of money.
And to give advice to the leader when they're dancing socially, sensual bachata, what are some of the things they should keep in their mind to make sure that the experience is comfortable for your partner?
When we dance in a couple, we have continuous feedback from one to another. So I need to follow his moves, but the leader should pay attention on how well I follow his moves. In this way, we can avoid accidents and breaking my back for, too much force.
Brutal, yeah.
Too much force when dancing.
Always, what I like to think is, I always put, let's say, her pleasure, her feelings, her emotion, her comfort first, and I never think that I am good enough and okay, that's it, you just do your thing. No. So
because nowadays, I guess all over the world, it's a tendency to be concerned about how you look to the others, and we are not so concerned about how we feel with each other when we are dancing.
We also have a saying, what you feel, you might not see it, and what you see, you might not feel it, because usually a good looking dance might feel like work. Saying that there are many other things that we need to take into consideration to make those moves look good. We have to be a little bit more tense. We have to be more connected to each other, and that takes from the pleasure of dancing, to say so. Pleasure which you can find in social dancing, because you're not thinking of how my hand is looking, how do I need to breathe, for example, and stuff like that. And followers all around the world, wherever you are, not say directly during the dance, but try to transmit in a clear way that you're not feeling okay. Don't stay for that dance and have your back broken, make 100 dips and feel awkward. No, we leaders, especially men, are a little bit blind. We don't see. You need to be really clear. They're hey!
Yeah, so we should understand all that there is a difference from the demo that we see on social media, YouTube, and so on, and the social scene, the social dancing.
So what are some of the things that you've learned from working and teaching together? that other couples can also, not necessarily couples, other partnerships can also benefit from as they teach and they try to develop, that can help them even achieve more success?
In my opinion, the first thing is to be really clear, and like we did this in the beginning, we like talked, where do you want to go? What's the end game, to say so? What's the final point? It's really important to be sincere and to say, for example, I want to be, I don't know, a world champion. But if your partner wants to be the best social dancer, if you don't find like a middle ground on which you both agree and you work on, usually this happens, they split after, I don't know, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years and stuff like that. Of course, there are many other reasons, like the inability to communicate, the way you are. Let's say I'm a very unorganized, disorganized person. She's like very organized. If you don't find like, not the perfect middle ground, but if you don't find something you can both work on, the partnership won't last. The next thing is to continuously be not wanting to change, but at least try to adapt continuously to each other, because if you put the foot on the ground, I don't know what's the saying, I'm not ever going to change this, it's gonna be really hard to work with.
Yeah, so I agree. You need to have like a common goal. Even if we are different persons, different people, we do not think the same all the time. We have different opinions, but we need
really different.
Really different. Yeah. Even if, I don't know, usually because there are different relationships between partners. There are partners that are couples and or not. You need to really separate those things.
Like work life and family,
personal.
And personal.
Because if you mix them up and you don't know where is the boundary between them, then it would be really, really hard to work together. And this is one more of the reason that usually the couples break up even as partners.
And also, like, let's say 2 other things that I could think of is, one, as we said, constantly communicate and say what you think, because usually at least one of the partners will think that they are doing most of the work.
So the next question, so we know you have a challenge prepared for us, so what can you expect?
It's gonna be, let's say, a footwork, but we're gonna talk a little bit about the hands, the posture, the hips, stuff like that. But as I like to say it, this will help you learn speed, control, and agility.
Sure, like this. But like, how can people keep up with some of your content? How can more people learn more about the things you offer and some of the things they can learn there?
So we, besides the YouTube channel, Marius Elena Official, we also, I try to post as much as I can on Instagram also. It's also Marius Elena Official. We post little bits and pieces of information. Our Facebook page is also, I think, Marius Elena Official. Yeah, we finally got them under all one name. So everything with Marius Elena Official, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Challenge for you, 2 8 counts of Bachata footwork. This is supposed to help you gain some agility, speed, and control. It's really important to understand how to use your body in order to do more complicated things, and that you can only do with practice. So we are going to stay like this, and we're going to go on counts. First 8 count slowly. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. So now the general idea is we do 3 steps. 1, 2, 3, just like in the basic step. Then we tap behind, we tap to the side, and we do like a triple step, like pam, 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 and we finish with the tap. The main thing here is to utilize the basic technique, from the basic step. Roll the foot on the ground, the knees, the hips, the body. Keep your core tight. Your abs control, not control, connect your upper body with your lower body. And the last and the most important thing here is like actually do the taps, do those pointing. So like we go 1, 2, 3, and here when we point we actually put a little bit of pressure on the ground. Then to the side, and we switch positions. First learn this by counts, then try it on slow music, and only afterwards try it on a faster song. If you are not able to do it, think of this. Whenever you're on the ball of your foot, you have more speed. Yeah? If you keep your core tight, you will have more control, and of course every little inch of your body must be under your control, must be a little bit tense. Remember this, we are dancing, we are not sleeping. Even when you're walking on the street, you have your body a little bit, you know, tensed, present. Yeah, this is the word, be present, not relaxed. So now we are going to go on count number 2, on the second 8 count. So it's gonna be like a prep turn, and we spin, boom. And when we get here, we shift our weight on the left leg. Now we're going to do what we call a planeo, like, you know, like a small circle, and do the same 3 steps behind, like step, step, move, and 3 taps. Tap, tap, tap. The thing here is to learn the spin, yeah, like do it really good. Then you can just learn the planeo, learn the transition between them, and then just finish with those triple step and triple taps. So the first thing you can practice is just the prep turn. Boom. This is not that of an easy move, but you have to practice a lot. It's many elements. For more tutorials, more in-depth tutorials about the spins, we have them on YouTube. It's gonna take like an hour to explain this, but just keep your balance, raise the right heel, and tuck everything in. And when you get here, put the left foot on the ground. Now, the second element is that planeo. We are going to do it without the spin. So we are going to step like basic, 1, 2, 3, and here bend your left knee a little bit, and you can do some semicircles, you know, like this is good practice. Now, the final part, we just do again the triple step, you know, like step, 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 and here we just tap, and we tap. All these steps must be controlled, our feet must be tense. When we dance, we need to feel, let's say like this, when you dance for like 3 to 5 minutes, you should be tired, yeah? Because yet again, we are dancing, we are not, you know, resting. So, putting everything together, we're gonna do the spin, the planeo, and the steps. So, 1, 2, 3, it's here, I put my weight on my left, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Now, doing everything together, the first one and the second one, so we go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as we said, the main thing here is to be able to do this on a really fast song and do the moves controlled and like actually feel them alright, feel them natural. But that takes practice. How to practice? On counts, each piece by piece, whatever you have problems with, practice more on that. Then do it on a slow song and only afterwards on a fast song. So we hope that this small challenge will help you develop your speed, your control, and your agility. Remember, this doesn't come like that, you know, you won't be able to do it in 5 minutes. If you're a beginner to intermediate level dancer, it should take you a few days to be able to do this even remotely okay. Then to master it, it's gonna take more time. If you're an advanced dancer, this should take you, let's say, 10 minutes. But yet again, it should take you some time to master the steps. So, doesn't matter what your level is, we hope you get some value out of this little footwork.